Welcome everybody. Let's get this started. Welcome everybody to the Sober Soldiers meeting. Just a quick thing here. We keep an empty chair in the center of the room, so when we hold our moment of silence here in a minute, it gives you opportunity to pray or whatever it calls you to do to pray for the people who are still out there suffering in addiction, still out there suffering in misery, and just hope one day they fill this chair and many of the other chairs in the room. So we'll start this open with a moment of silence, and then we'll follow by a serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I'm TJ Vasquez. I'm in recovery. Just a quick meeting, quick message if you've never been here before. We do have a microphone that we pass around only because the way this began was on Facebook Live, so we continue on Facebook Live for the people that can't make it to the meetings and so they can hear. So don't be scared of the microphone. It's really, you get used to it. Again, welcome everybody to the Sober Soldiers meeting. Tonight's meeting is about acceptance. There is no major announcement. I just want to see how many people I could get here tonight. No, I'm kidding. There's a pretty big announcement. We've decided going forward that on the second Thursday night of each month, we're going to do testimony night. So every second Thursday, we're going to have a testimony. We're starting off next Thursday night with Sandy Bennett. She will be hitting her 24 years of recovery, and she's got some family members and everybody. She's going to come in and share her testimony, and then we're going to rotate through men and women, and we got a rotation up till June. If you're interested in something like that, see CJ or Cody or I, and we're just figuring, change it up a little bit, keep it fresh. It'd be a good opportunity to do a testimony, get to know the people around us a little more, share your testimony basically, however you take in that meeting, and then, if there's still some time remaining, maybe go around the room and share what that person has done for your recovery, or even something simple as how you know that person or how you met that person. We chose Mama Sandy. she knows a lot of people in these rooms. She knows a lot of people in general. And next week on the 7th is her 24 years of recovery, which is huge. So she's going to lead us off, and then we're going to follow that up with Joel. He's going to do the following month, and then so on and so forth. But we're going to rotate, so it's a male and female kind of rotation every second Thursday of the month. Gives me and Cody a little less time to come up with these topic ideas, and just changes it up a little bit. And I think it's really, it's really important to hear other people's testimonies, to see where, some of the stuff might shock you, some of the stuff might just, know that, you've done that too, or, maybe just enlighten you that, man, they did it and I did it, and not feel so bad. Just more comfortability, more getting to know your family members. Sandy reached out to me and said she has a lot of family members coming next week that have never heard her testimony, and she's really excited about it, and probably, I imagine, a little nervous she couldn't be here tonight because she had eye surgery, and so prayers to her. But she's set next Thursday. There will be an event created. I got a nice little meme or a nice little event picture of her, and we're going to do testimonies going forward. So, I think it's a big thing. We wanted to do testimonies for quite a while. It's a change of pace, and it's a good thing to hear what others have been through, and just, get to know people better, like I said. This is the open topic meeting. The topic is acceptance, but it's an open topic. Anything you want to talk about. I'm not going to share too much on acceptance. I kind of had a little reality check with acceptance this morning when I had to pay $167 for a front tire that blew out last night. So I'm still trying to accept that, and but I guess acceptance is what it means to me really in my recovery, is that I'm accepting to give my will and my life over to God, more and more each day. Before I really open my eyes or get out of my bed, I'm praying. As I'm going to sleep at night, I'm praying just for His will, praying for other people. And the meme the other day I shared, find people that pray about you instead of talk about you. That's very powerful. And I think that's something I want to try to, live by, and just praying for others and trying to uplift others each day. I'm very thankful, for everything that I have going on in my life. I'm very thankful for the way that this family, the Sober Soldiers meeting, this group is coming together. And I do have another thing on acceptance. I had somebody reach out to me the other day that is, I'd say, he's a big name in the AA program, and he reached out to me and told me that on Wednesday the 17th that we need a send of representatives, or Cody and I are going to go to the White House for a meeting on treatment and corrections. They've been talking a lot about Sober Soldiers and what Sober Soldiers is doing and what this recovery family is doing, so they want us to come to the White House and be a big part of that, a big part of their meeting. What's that? I don't know exactly the details, but okay, yeah. Well, they want us. Okay. So that's a big part of, I'd say, of acceptance, because when we first started this out, we weren't accepted at all. There was no acceptance. We were told we couldn't do this can't be done, and we're doing it, and so I think they finally accepted us as somebody that's doing something different, but we're doing something that's working, and it's with the events, it's with the family atmosphere, it's with the reality is we are just all trying to remain in recovery and stay sober, clean, whatever word you use or whatever word you decide to use. I choose recovery. We choose recovery, some of us around here. So, but it's a big thing for them to finally accept us and invite us to something like that. And we're honored. And, so we're going to make the best of it. We're going to go to the meeting and see where it goes from there. If we can start going in to correctional facilities, and they've heard a lot about us through Prelude and what we're doing at Prelude, and I give a lot of credit to Prelude just because that's the rooms we came from. And just quick update on that, man. We go in there every Friday night. Big thank you to Toby. Last week he went in there and took a great meeting in there. Cody and I had prior engagements, so we didn't make it, but just just the impact of what we're doing and what we're not doing when we're not there is other people are just stepping up in the place of the Sober Soldiers family and doing great things. And you know, we're not trying to be, we're just trying to stay sober. We're just trying to stay clean. Give all the glory to God, you know, and just try to be better than we were yesterday. You know, that's the biggest thing. And finally, after, you know, almost need to be a year in June, people are recognizing that we're not, you know, we're just trying to do the damn thing. And so it was great to feel accepted in that way. It's weird. I got a message yesterday and got invited to that, or I got asked to make sure we have some representatives there. And it was an honor, and it's part of acceptance. You know, it's a big thing of acceptance. Sunday. What about Sunday? Oh, okay, yeah. And I do want to mention something about Sunday. Also, Sunday here at the church at 10 a.m., the Open Bible Church is doing a mission statement for the Sober Soldiers. So we're going to come in here Sunday. We're going to do the church, some of the church service, not all the church service. Pastor, let us know. And you know, we're going to present the Sober Soldiers to the Open Bible, and they're taking us on as their mission statement for the month of March. And you know, even that's huge. You know, I've sat in this church for many, many years and watched all the people come up with missions and what they're doing around the world. So it's a big honor for them to ask us to come up so they can start putting money towards our mission of recovery and beating addiction. So I'm very honored we're very honored to get the opportunity. So everybody's welcome. 10 a.m. Sober Soldiers are gonna do like a mission statement, mission pitch statement, something like that. Just talk about basically what we do when we go into Prelude. Talk about how this all started, where we came from, and you know, and then backtrack to Thursday night's testimony night in June. And again, we're not a couple, but in June on testimony night, Cody and I are going to share our testimonies for the month of June that Thursday, and you know, and just, you know, kind of give our background. We give a lot of our background when we go into Prelude Friday night. Not so much anymore because we always take a good team in that to save time to share, but I think it's important that we share all the stuff that we've came from and what we've been through to get where we are today, because God is good and God has really blessed us and give us this opportunity to move forward and do something big here. So very thankful to be here, very thankful you guys are all here, and I'll give the mic to Toby.
I'm Toby, and I'm in recovery.
Hey, Toby.
Hey, what's going on? So acceptance. Man, I tell you what, for the longest time, man, I didn't want to accept a lot of things, man. I didn't want to accept the life that I was living. I didn't want to accept the things that were going on in it, the lack thereof. You know, let's see, like, you know, I didn't. Acceptance was like one of the hardest things for me because, dude, I didn't feel accepted anywhere. You know, like. When I was a child, I didn't feel like I was accepted in my family, you know, like, you know, getting passed around. Like I feel like it's like kind of like adoption, but I swear from like the age of like 12 to like I was like 17 or something, 18, I didn't stay nowhere more than 3 months, 4 months, you know. But I mean, and you know, in turn to that, you know, I didn't want to accept them rules because, you know, hey, they're gonna shift me around. I ain't listening to nobody. Nobody gonna tell me not nothing. Gave me just that stinking thinking, you know, and. You know, and that just carried over, you know. I just didn't want to accept anybody's rules. I didn't want to accept the norms of society, and, you know, and then led me straight down the wrong path, you know. I just doing wrong stuff after that, you know, like, and it carried over into my adulthood, you know, and, you know, due to that not accepting the realities that I was in, that reality, this is the realness to it, that my 20s, you know, were just gone. I'm 33 years old now, you know, and it's like, I didn't have none of them, you know, college memories or anything like that. Really, even any high school memories, you know, that are worth a dang. You know, I just, because I didn't want to accept the things around me, you know, and I wasted all that time trying to fight the current, you know, or do my own thing and just for nothing. For what? For what did I gain? The friends that I don't have no more, were they even ever really any friends? And I don't got no regrets about it, you know, like I lived the life that I lived, and I'm at where I'm at, and I'm the man I am today because of the path that I was on, you know, and maybe that's the way that I needed to be, you know, molded for my future endeavors, you know, and that's where I came into this next thing, you know, Like, you know, I'm in a life now of acceptance. You know, I accept the challenges of my day. You know, they're like, hey, this is what it is, and I'm like, you know what? Then I'm gonna get up waiting for that. I'm gonna get this, and this done prior to that. You know, I accept that challenge. You know, anymore, you know, and I conditioned myself to get to that point of accepting things. And anymore, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see that mountain coming, I'm like, hey, let's go, you know? And I love it, you know? I'm going to be like the old man on Price is Right, you know? Yo, going up that thing, you know? And I accept that challenge every damn time, you know? And anymore, and I'm not blowing smoke either. I'm almost excited for the challenge, you know? I don't want to test my limits anymore, you know? Because you know, and I want to figure out how far I can actually make on this aim. Maybe I got to make a new aim, if, you know, with the goals that I got in mind. You know, because I mean, if I'm tackling that life with this thought of, hey, I'm gonna accept these things. This is what it is. You know, this is just basically what it is, and this is what it's gonna be. And where do I want to end up at the end of this? I want to end up on the top or up and over. I want to overshoot it, if anything. You know. I don't ever want to fall short of it again, you know. I've wasted too much time, and I feel like a lot of us probably have, you know. And you know, and I can't move forward looking back, you know. So I gotta look forward, and I gotta be like, hey, this is what it is, you know. This is gonna be the rest of my life is gonna be the best of my life, you know. And I'm not gonna waste another darn moment. I got a bunch of beautiful kids. I got a crazy lady that I love to death. Bits and pieces right there. I know, she's awesome. I hope so. Please, you know. But, you know, and none of this came, you know, to me just like, oh, hey, one day it just was like, hey, I'm going to do this on my own. You know, no, because, you know, I've tried to do it all on my own, you know, and you know what, all I did was stumble. You know, I kept on thinking that, hey, I can outsmart anything, everything. I mean, look at the size of his head. I thought, man, I've got a big old brain in there. You know, but, nah, it just wasn't working out for me, man. You know, so, you know, what I had to do prior to doing any of these things to accept my life that I'm doing now is I accepted God. And, you know, when I accepted Jesus Christ as my Savior, and in doing that, man, I'm telling you, miracles have been happening in my life every day. And I mean, I'm telling you, at light speed, miracles are happening in my life. You know, every it's crazy to think that I'm just a little bit over 4 months clean, but like the man I am now, due to accepting God and really wholeheartedly, earnestly doing it, I am somewhere where I never would imagine being. You know, I lost my entire family. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I told you before, I didn't ever feel accepted in my family. You know, so I was like, you know, I'll make my own. You know, and me and my lady were together for years. I remember catching spiders with her before I even knew I was scared of spiders. You know, like I've known her forever. And you know, we had a dog, and you know, we had our little house. It was real cute. You know, we gardened together, all types of stuff. Man, I mean, we did everything together. But you know, we had this little white pit bull. Thought she was my girlfriend, you know. And, you know, Xena died. That was my pit bull. That was our puppy. And she was the cutest dog ever, man. One of a kind, I promise you that. And, I mean, I was just so heartbroken from it, man. I didn't even have time. I don't even think I've even mourned Xena dying yet, because I'm telling you, almost 30 days to the day, then Danielle died, you know. And then I didn't want to accept anything. But you know what, though? Like, I've come to grips with it, and you know what, like, I don't accept these truths and these things in my life, but you know what, life happens, and you know what, maybe it wasn't her time to stay here with me, but maybe it was her time to move on and go home to God, you know. Maybe I don't know the whole plan, and I accept that, and in accepting that, I find peace in myself, and you know, and then I'm able to actually be a better me when I find this inner peace and humble myself because of these acceptance. And due to God, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm actually paving ways and new things that I never even thought I could do. You know, and I just glory to God, you know. It's a miracle. Kind of like lost my thought right now. I'm on the decade of this saying. But you know, every day is not going to be just sunshine and rainbows, you know what I'm saying? You gotta accept that. But you know what though, you can also accept is that you have something greater inside of you that you don't even understand until you tap into it and you talk to God. And you know what? You say, hey, listen, we got this. No matter what, we're going to make it through today. You know what? Whatever comes tomorrow, we're going to see that then and there. We're going to make it through that one next. You know? But hey, I'm glad to see all y'all tonight. Y'all look beautiful. And I missed all of y'all's faces. I get so excited to see y'all every Thursday. And accept that. But with that, I'm Toby Johnson, a sober soldier and a warrior for God.
Good talk. My name's Tracy and I'm an addict, alcoholic. Acceptance for me, I want to say this time around, by the way, I have 65 days clean today. I never thought that would ever come true again. But acceptance for me this time, and what's made my recovery different this time, is how I accepted the Lord into my life. And I pray and I do everything I can to try to learn more about the Lord today and the way that my life will work with Him in my life. And it's just amazing the turnover that I did in the last 65 days of my life with the whole acceptance thing, to accept Christ into my life and let Him show me the way that I need to live my life and help me do it every day. I wake up praying to Him. I listen to church music in the car now when I'm driving. I go home, I preach to my parents when I get home. I listen to, all day long, I listen to scriptures on my phone when I'm at work. I've gotten in trouble a couple times from my boss because it's up too loud and I got the preaching going on. She's like, you got to turn it down a little bit. I'm like, nope, I don't think so. But it's acceptance for me this time is a lot different because I did accept the Lord Jesus Christ to help me and be my Savior. And it's made my recovery and my life so much better. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like I feel like a whole complete different person inside and out. I mean, I've had problems with my health here lately, so that's put a little damper on the situation. But it's like all I do is I got to accept that, guess what, one day it's going to be taken care of, and one day I'm going to be okay because the Lord's going to be there with me. And I just want to ask if I could ask everybody, my dad's having some problems right now. He found out a while back that he had a aorta in his stomach that could bust anytime, and he was getting up out of the chair earlier tonight, and he fell back into the chair and grabbed his stomach, chest, heart, whatever, and started having a lot of pain. And he keeps telling us that he's okay, he's going to be okay. But if I could just, I know that I have a very spiritual people here that, do a lot of praying for people. If you guys could please remember my dad in your prayers, Kenny Dawson, because he's everything, and I just like prayers for him, please. Thank you. I'll pass.
My name's Pam. I'm an alcoholic. Kenny's my uncle too. I just seen him today for the first time in 7 years. April 6th would have been my 7 years sober. But about a month ago, I felt like an idiot. I wanted to drink, so I drank 2 little bottles of vodka, they're big bottles. Yeah, well, I didn't like that, and I got in trouble, so, yeah, never again. It wasn't worth no 2 little bottles. Yeah. And Tracy, thank her for picking me up, bringing me.
No problem. National school buses just a running. I think I picked up 8 people on the way here.
My nephew Leon will kick his butt because he's every year, right? But that'll pass. Glad to hear it.
My name's Dylan. I'm in recovery. Something that I've had to deal with when it comes to acceptance is that I can't be friends with a lot of my old friends, even though it breaks my heart. But a lot of them are super toxic for me and cause a lot of drama and stress. And that's something I've had to accept, especially today. Like I deleted my Facebook because of a bunch of the issues and stuff, just because I got sick and tired dealing with the drama. But yeah, just accepting that not everybody in your life's good for you, But other than that, I'll pass.
Thanks, big boy.
I'm Jen, I'm in recovery. Acceptance for me was probably one of the most difficult things I had to deal with, because accepting I had a problem meant I had to admit it, and I had to admit it to the people that I love, and I didn't want to do that. And so it took me a long time, even after getting sober, to realize that I needed to accept I had a problem and the seriousness of it. Spiritually, it's been another big thing, because I've always had a relationship with God, but I kind of fell away from Him for a while and started feeling like He was punishing me in a lot of ways by all the things that were happening, and I couldn't understand. And then twice in the last year, I could have very easily lost my life. One in my accident, one when I tried to kill myself. And God didn't let me. He kept me here, and I had to accept at that point that He loves me more than I could even imagine, and that He must have one heck of a plan for me, for keeping me here, and that He believes in me, and He knows that I can do this. And since then, I've worked really hard at building my relationship with Him, and I'm closer with Him now than I've ever been in my life. And also accepting, like he said, that I had to eliminate pretty much everybody that was in my life, because they were all toxic people. I had to eliminate my family and pretty much all of my friends. That's why I'm so thankful to have all of you guys here, because you guys have become my family. But yeah, that's a really hard one to deal with, when you have to accept that you can't get through this if you continue to be around those people, even if they are your family. You have to accept that, family or not, if they're bad for you, they're bad for you, and you have to walk away from that. And that was something that was hard for me to do, but now I know that I'm a better person for it, because I know that I wouldn't be where I am if I hadn't done all those things, and if I hadn't have accepted all the things that I accepted. And with that, I'll pass.
Hi, I'm Curie, and I'm an alcoholic. And I'm just excited to be here again. I work a lot, and I'm new to Des Moines, but I met TJ and Cody kind of on accident when I first got here, and they were moving some furniture, and so I'm glad I finally got to come again and enjoy this this group, because it is. I love that. It does feel like a family when I'm here. You know, all the meetings that I've been to since I've been in Des Moines, I haven't been like, oh, I want to make that my home group, or I want, you know, I feel really at home there, but I do when I come here. So thank you. Acceptance, boy. I think I still struggle with that a lot. It was probably the hardest thing for me in the beginning. I mean, my first couple of meetings, like, yeah, I mean, I went in the door and I sat there and I was like, yeah, I'm curious, I'm an alcoholic. You know, but I don't know if I even believed it. Some days it's still hard for me. You know, I'm like, for lots of reasons, you know, I can do this, but I couldn't quit alcohol. I can do that, but I couldn't quit alcohol. You know, or, you know, I know that, you know, somewhere in the back of my mind still sometimes it's like, well, you know, maybe you could just have a couple glasses of wine at some point or whatever. And I know that I can't do that. I mean, I know that I can't do that, and that evil voice that kind of wants to tell me that, I have to kind of quiet it down and just accept the fact that I am an alcoholic. My mother's mother died. She was a year older than I am now from alcoholic hepatitis. And when my mom told me that recently, that really upset me. I didn't realize that she was that young. And I knew she died from being an alcoholic. And it made me realize that that could be me, and I don't want it to be me. So I've got a lot going on in my life. I'm, you know, looking for a new job, you know, navigating Des Moines, all this stuff. But thanks for making me feel at home when I come here. And I'm going to keep working on the acceptance. I think that's a never-ending thing. You know, just still sometimes I question whether I'm an alcoholic, and I gotta know that I'm an alcoholic. Because if I go back, I'll die. So with that, I'll pass. Thanks.
I'm Tina.
I'm in recovery. First time here. I'm a little nervous. Acceptance, oh Lord. That kind of varies all over the scale for me. Acceptance that I'm an addict. Acceptance I'm an alcoholic. Acceptance that my life took a turn for the worse due to my own personal choices and not blaming somebody else. Acceptance that my relationship with my children went to the crapper because of my personal decisions, not because of anything else. Acceptance that, Lord, I'm at fault for pretty much everything that has gone downhill in my life in the last year and a half. And that's hard for me. Wow. Yeah, I know. Acceptance, like when Jen said that I can't be around certain family members or my ex. They're all users. And if I do, I know that lots of the relationships I have with my aunt especially, who is a huge enabler, will eventually cause me to go teeter back to probably a road that I never want to travel again. I shouldn't say probably, I never want to travel again. I'm accepting a lot in my life right now, so it's kind of game changer for me. Anyway, that'll pass.
That's a good thing.
CJ, and I'm in recovery. For me, acceptance is the core of all my anxiety, the core of everything that's wrong with me. I'm my own worst enemy, and whether that's wanting you to accept me or even just accepting myself for what I went through, what I haven't went through, where I think my life should be. Even accepting that I have a problem with, with addiction, even if it transfers to food or transfers to shopping or, people pleasing. Like, acceptance is really hard because once you accept something, you can fix it. But it's just like there's something, I was like, I'm not going to just fight my own self, like a spiritual battle within. And who's going to win? And, some days, I'm like, oh, I got this. And then the other days, I'm just like, no. And I'm just like, I want to face the day because I want to accept that, maybe this person isn't going to like me, or maybe my life isn't where I think it should be. At 41 years old is not where I thought my life would be. I thought, I'd have more kids, have a fancy job, fancy house, and but just accepting I don't have that because there's a different plan for me. It's huge because I think part of acceptance too is just accepting where you're at, right? Where you're at and being okay with that. Being okay with being just present in the moment. I think that's huge for moving past acceptance and winning those spiritual battles within. Because once I'm like, okay, it is what it is, then the anxiety goes away and peace comes in, and you can go about your day. But acceptance, it's hard, and like I said, for me, it's the core of everything that's good and everything that's bad within me. And I'll pass. Thanks.
I'm Alicia. I'm an alcoholic and an addict.
Hi, I'm Princess.
The other day, a customer called me a queen, so I think I'm getting promoted here soon. So, something that we read in Alcoholics Anonymous about acceptance, which I'm going to read to you. Acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I am disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, thing, or situation some fact of my life unacceptable to me, and I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing, or situation as being exactly the way it is supposed to be at this moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing, happens in God's world by mistake. Unless I accept my life completely on life's term, I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate on what needs to be changed in me and in my attitudes. And when I really think of acceptance, especially for myself, I have to start knowing that I have to accept myself and all of the flaws that I have, and know that I could do better and be better for myself. And like when other people or things disturb me and I don't like them, it's because something within me I find in them unreasonable, because I have those faults in myself. So, I feel like acceptance, I have to also work on it, because everything is one day at a time, and I know that tomorrow I might be stronger in accepting someone for who they are, where they're at, whether or not they're in recovery or not. All I can do is continue to love them where they are, but know that my grace and my love for others can be, an open door so anyone can see that. And then once I'm accepting of you, no matter how much you're down in the dirt or high above, you're going to see that I accept you and I love you. And it's going to just bring you peace too. Just like it brings me peace, because I don't have to change you, because that's God's work, not mine. And that's where it's I'll just keep on doing what God sets forth in His will for me. And it's whatever happens to other people, it's going to happen on their time when God allows it to be their time. So that's all I can accept to do it, And that's where it's I know I've come from, a dry drunk, pretty much irritable, discontent, rageful, abusive, and then a codependent mother, where it's just she just wanted to do whatever was available so she could continue being codependent on others and feel loved. But I have to accept that those people aren't going to change just because I want it to, but I can love them for who they are and not be a part of it either, So it's just like I say, it's just one day at a time, and knowing that it'll come when it comes, or it won't, but I can just continue to do God's work, and that's what I'm here to do. With that, I'll pass. I know, I'm getting promoted here soon.
Hi, I'm George, and I'm in recovery. For the majority of my life, I did not live life on life's terms. I lived life on terms of either the gang I was in, or under the prison mentality, being considered an inmate for 13 years. Even when I got out of prison, I went right back to the gangs for a while. And I stayed trapped because I didn't accept me for me. I turned back to pretty much the gutter because that's all I knew. I felt that I needed to be accepted by everybody around me, and I did that by doing what they wanted to please them. And until 2.5 years ago, when I turned my back on all that, and I learned to accept life on my terms and on life's terms, and accept me and everything I've done in my past. That's when things started changing for me. When we accept ourselves for what we are, we decrease our hunger for power or the acceptance of others, because our self-intimacy reinforces our inner sense of security. We are no longer preoccupied with being powerful or popular. We no longer fear criticism because we accept the reality of our human limitations. Once integrated, we are less often plagued with the desire to please others, because simply being true to ourselves brings lasting peace. We are grateful for life, and we deeply appreciate and love ourselves. And until I realized that, I stayed stuck in my ways. And that was the hardest aspect for me to accept. But once I stepped out of that, my boundaries and set new boundaries for myself and started learning self-acceptance, that's when I finally started realizing, hey, who cares what I did in my past? That's behind me. I know what I'm capable of and what I can get through, and that's what's got me to be where I am today. That's what brought my kids back into my life. That's what got me a job. What's brought me to where I am in my recovery today. And without that, I know I'd still be stuck where I was. And for that, I'm very grateful.
My name is Angelica. I'm in recovery. Hey, yo. I'm still on it. Hey, yo. Mike. Acceptance was literally the door that opened me to being able to start to forgive myself. I had to figure out and tell myself over a 2-year time span that I was a little messed up in the head, that I wasn't a great mom, that I chose drugs and a boy over my children, that I wasn't making the greatest choices when it came to lack of work. When I was able to finally realize that all of those things were happening because I actively made the choice, it made it so much easier to be where I am right now. Now I have to work on being able to accept forgiveness from others. I still have a hard time realizing that my daughter has forgiven me. Still puts me a little bit in my feelers. I had dinner with her last night at Hoo Ha, which, holy cow, amazing. But it was so good. So good. I've never been there before. She was showing me videos and pictures of my 2 boys, and I realized that here pretty soon there really is a lot of potential for me to be able to have my boys in my life, which is the only thing that I really wanted over the course of the last 3 years. I am absolutely terrified that they're not going to be able to forgive the person that I was. So I have a really hard time accepting that. I have a hard time accepting that I'm not the person that I was then. I have a lot of guilt that I'm still trying to get over. Start crying. Okay, I'm done.
No, you're good. You did great.
Thanks, Ashley. Thanks. Love it for better. You know? You got this.
Everybody's saying Melissa needs to stop.
You're a DJ on the mic. What are you talking about? Get on there and spit some
That's honestly what I was waiting for. So, I know about the topic idea before everybody else does, and I try to put as much thought into it as possible, so I can have something like in the chamber, you know, ready to fire off. And I feel like sitting in this chair has kind of made me realize that, you know, we all have the same thoughts and the same ideas, same wants and desires, and it's really cool that, you know, every single thing that has crossed my mind about acceptance, someone has pretty much said. You know, there's a couple like specific to me details that, you know, like the word acceptance affects your past, your present, your future. And you know, for me, I've accepted my past for who I was. I've forgiven myself. I've accepted that there's things that I need to change about what I did in my past. I accepted that there's things that I won't ever be able to change about my past.
in my present, I accept like sobriety or being clean, you know what I mean, as the way of life. I accept, it's kind of a funny story. Maybe funny, I don't know. I think it's funny. But I was driving home from work one day, and I was like, I don't really get road rage or anything, but this dude was just driving like an ass, and we got stuck at another red light, and I was like, is this it? You know what I mean? Like, is being sober it? And I've accepted that. Yeah, it is. It's who I am. I've accepted myself in sobriety. I've always done drugs and alcohol to become the person that I think I need to be accepted by all you people. And was that the wrong word? Should I not say you people? Sorry.
Yeah,
exactly.
But for me, acceptance has been a huge part of my recovery because I'm starting to be, and I don't know the words to say. I'm accepting me for me, but I'm also accepting of other people's criticism of how I act, how I manage things, how I do things, and I do something about it. I try to change if I can. Sometimes the other person just has to accept how you are, how you do things, whatever. And so I forgot. It was I let you guys down, didn't I? That was not a funny story at all. Sorry about that.
It's over.
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to screw up. But and that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, I can screw up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have some really good stuff I really want to fire out here. And I'm always doing great. I just sometimes not that good at it. But so the biggest thing about acceptance for me is accepting the future that comes. You know what I mean? And accepting, like you said, you can't control anything. You can only control how you react to everything. So when something comes your way, how I portray myself, who the person that I am that's sitting in this chair right now, can, with a careful mindset, analyze what someone has said to me, or something that I got turned down for, or something that didn't go my way, and I can react to that, and I can accept their decision or whatever the decision is, and I can move on, And what did I do? Anyways, now people are leaving, and I kind of forgot what I was talking about. I really feel like I bored them to death. But for accepting my future, for what this is Cody, sober and clean. I make mistakes. I probably say the wrong stuff when I should, because I think some things are funny that's inappropriate or whatever, and nobody's perfect, and I've accepted that about myself, and I kind of feel like a lot of people around here have accepted me for that too. You know what I mean? Like, I get the microphone in my hand, my first intention is to like say something off the wall stupid to make everybody laugh. It's your cue. Nobody? But that's who I am, and I guess that's the way it's gonna be. But that's all I got. Thanks. Now everybody's staring. I feel like I should say something really cool. I do have one thing really cool to say. Is this thing on? Okay. I do have one thing really cool to say that I heard from a sermon the other day, and it pertains to me a lot because I suffer from depression and anxiety. And was it Stephen Furtick we listened to the other night in our separate beds? He said, I think it was him. I'm pretty sure it was him. He said, depression. What? No, not at all. Not at all. I'm not gay.
You said that really softly.
I did say it soft. I don't want to offend anybody. That's not who I am. Because they wouldn't want me on their team anyway. So this thing that I heard, just stop interrupting me over there, Queen. The thing that I heard the other day I'm doing good with the mic in my hand. I feel like I should say something really cool. Anyways, depression is yesterday. Anxiety is tomorrow. So if you worry about the today, your head will be like free and clear, and whatever else is supposed to be cool. Set along with that. Just listen to Stephen Furtick all the time, and he says all the right. I'm passing this. Thanks for letting me share. My name is Nick and I'm in recovery. So acceptance for me, there's a lot of things in life that I couldn't accept before that I can't accept now. But there's also a lot of things, in life now that are hard to accept. Especially, when you put so much time and effort into something, expectations is more the word I'm looking for. When you expect something to happen one way and it doesn't, to accept that and just be okay with that is a struggle for me sometimes, in a lot of ways, with my kids, in my relationship at work, and that's probably the biggest thing with acceptance that I struggle with. I've accepted my past, and I've accepted that things aren't always going to go the way that I want them to, but it's hard for me to think that, if I put so much work into something, and really give it my all, and it doesn't quite work out that way, it's just hard for me to accept it. But I need to remind myself that, everything happens for a reason. God has a plan for me, and just to, constantly work on that. And everything else that I was going to kind of share just kind of got already talked about and kind of just ruined my whole speech. So I'm going to go ahead and pass.
Thanks, Ned.
I'm Amanda. I'm in recovery. By the time I get the mic over here, I'm confused on what to say as well, because everybody said it, or it's all jumbo in my brain. But what I wanted to say was that I've learned the hard way about accepting myself and negative things, trying to make them positive. It's a battle, of course, but allowing for basically the flow to go the way it's supposed to is the hardest thing for me, because I like to be in control of everything. So acceptance that you can't make water go the opposite direction is the challenge I'm working with right now, but I've came a long way from that. Also the acceptance of receiving help and trying to not do it myself. That's one thing I wanted to say. This made sense in my head and I wrote it down, but it probably won't coming out. But instead of learning and accepting more of the Lord, why don't I let the Lord learn and accept more of me? So I just wanted to share that. But yeah, thank you.
Hey y'all, I am Sarah. Sarah Dax, so thank you. Acceptance for me, gosh, so many other things right now going on. I'm trying to accept that. But I think I'm going to just share the fact that I'm accepting the fact that I'm an alcoholic, and that my mom is an addict and my parents have been addicts. I'm accepting the fact that she's never going to change, and that's good enough for her. That has to be good enough for me. So, going through this whole awakening, and I'm forgiving people, and I knew that me taking a chance with her was going to be good or bad if I allowed it to be. I set the intention. You need $30. Okay? I know that you're going to go do whatever you want to do with that $30, but that ain't none of my business. Now, am I enabling you, or am I setting my expectation, my plans? So I took it and I ran with it my way. So when it came time to pay, she dipped out on me. I ain't hearing nothing. I ain't seeing nothing. Calling up. All right, so I'm going to delete you from my Facebook. I'm going to delete you out of my phone. I'm going to delete you out of my life. I set that expectation. I understood that. So I'm sitting at home chilling with my dog, and we're doing our groove thing that we do. whatever the hell that may be, excuse me. But I get a knock at the door. Now my building's secure. Mom came and she brought me $30. Oh, that did something to my heart. Oh my gosh, I accepted Jesus Christ just recently in my life, not too long ago. Back in August, I had a concussion and I died on, but whoa! For that to come, that meant everything. And I gave him the $30 back. I don't want the $30. It was about you following through.
Yeah.
I love you. I absolutely love you. You're my mother. I'll never be able to get another one of you. I got a stepmama. That's my mom. But you're my mom. You gave birth to me. So I need you to accept that I don't have to deal with you. I don't. You do whatever you want to do. I'm going to take you to the ocean one day. So be ready, because if you're not, I'll have to accept it. That's all I got, y'all.
Justin Valenti, drug addict. I just want to say congratulations to everybody in here, for starters, for not taking the easy way out, the way that we've all known how to do before, and struggling and taking the hard route to get this life that we have right now, sober life, which is a great life. It's an easy life, and congratulations to that. For that. But I think the acceptance for me, the very first thing when I'm getting sober to accept is that when I'm picking up, no matter how physically strong I am, or how I look or anything, what's inside of this little tiny bag right there is going to determine what I do, how I act, who I wrong, and I don't have any control of that. It's gonna just pave the path of my life, and and just that's the path I'm gonna choose. Also, too, I need to touch on what these guys are saying about old friends that are still using. I mean, if they're still using, then I gotta accept the fact that they're just roadblocks in my life to get into where I need to get to. And they gotta go, because I mean, we can depend on ourselves, and we gotta do what's right and what's gonna get us to where we need to be. And if they're not in that, then that's not the way to go. But anyways, that's all I got. Thank you.
Thanks, Justin.
Hi everybody, my name's Rachel. I'm in recovery.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi Rachel. Yes, everybody's had such wonderful things to say tonight. It's been a really good night. With acceptance and stuff, yeah, I'm with Angelique on like a lot of the things. I'm not struggling to accept them, but I do spend a lot of time thinking back with regrets and stuff. My little girl's gonna turn 14 on the 13th of this month. And I haven't seen her in 4 years. So, just accepting that and accepting not knowing, like, what, if she's going to forgive me, if she's going to be in my life, like, I mean, I know it's in God's hands, and I know it's going to happen the way that He wants it to, and I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, and accepting that it's okay, like, accepting the future, but accepting the things I did in the past is difficult. It's very difficult to do, because like when she was mine, I had her, and I chose drugs. I chose to get high because she's so little, she's not going to remember. And I mean, it goes from that to, then just time goes by so quickly, especially when you're high. And you put off the things that mean to you the most and the things that you love the most. And the next thing you know, they're turning 14. And it seems like just yesterday. And, so struggling with accepting my own actions in the past is something I still struggle with on a daily basis. But what I was planning on talking about tonight was my cousin Brandy. She just got out of, she's been in jail for like the last 6 months in Polk County Jail, and she was in there on attempted murder with a bunch of other charges. They had her dead to rights to everything. She was telling her 17.5-year mandatory, And I mean, they got her text messaging her sister saying, "I'm going to kill you," and then she went over there, stabbed her 6 times, stole a vehicle, left. But I mean, just praying my heart out for this girl, and in the month of October alone, I spent over $300 on her books, and I mean, writing her, sending her, inspirational stuff. I mean, and she got out of jail this last night, and with a 4-year probation and they dropped the murder charges. And I just put money on her books 3 weeks ago and wrote her a letter, and I mean, I wasn't expecting her to get out. I mean, I'm still ordering her shampoo, conditioner, lotion, dictionaries, I mean, all kinds of stuff, because she's going to be in there for a minute, and she didn't tell me she was getting out. And the fact that she didn't come up with a safety plan before she got out and she, instead of calling me or her brother, the only 2 clean people she knows in her life, she left on foot, walked to the dope house. I get a call from her probation officer this morning asking to talk to her, and I'm like, well, she's not available at the moment. I'll have her call you right back, and go on the search for my cousin Brandy. And her sister said last she knew, her other sister, the one she didn't stab, said last she knew she left with purple eyebrows and said she was going to meet her PO. And I said, because I asked her, I said, is she still clean? She says, well, she left with purple eyebrows, if that tells you anything. And I'm, oh, geez. So just accepting that, because I would love to have, I love to see Tim with his brother and stuff in here, because my cousins are my closest things I have to, sisters, and I would love for them to be in recovery with me. With that, I'll pass.
Thank you, Rachel. Glad Rachel love. Thanks, Rachel. Love you.
Justin in recovery. Yeah, acceptance, man. With acceptance, I stick to this serenity prayer like no other. I have to. Because when I'm fucked up on acceptance, it's either I'm falling into depression, or I'm stressing out. I'm stressing the fuck out. I accept things I shouldn't, and that's negative talk. It's negative talk all the way. I'm just beating myself up, telling myself I can't do it. That's no good. I shouldn't accept that I can't rise above the challenges that are in front of me when I know I can. I sell myself short. Or I don't accept what I should. People around me, I get focused in other people's life, and it knocks me off. I mean, I gotta let them live their life. I gotta focus on me. The only one that's gonna make me happy is me, in the end. And me bringing myself happiness attracts happy people, healthy people. And that's what I want. That's what I truly want today. I couldn't be more blessed.
I'm Tim, I'm in recovery. I know it's about our time to go, so I accept that I'm powerless over my addiction, but I'm powerful in my recovery. That's all I got.
Man, Tim, that's real good. Yeah, bro. Hey, guys. It's Toby again. No. So tonight, I think that acceptance was a really good thing. I feel like we all had a lot of good input on it. If I got something to say about it, is that, we all have a story, we all have a past, you know what I'm saying? And, we need to accept that. You don't need to do anything, but I would say that you should accept that. But you don't have to live in that, because you can also accept this. The truth of this is that within God, I have a future. I have things that I can do. I have greatness in me, and I accept that. I'm not going to accept the past. I accept that, I made my decisions, that's cool, but I don't got to lay in that bed. I'm going to accept the fact that, I got greatness in me, and I'm powerful beyond belief, and that I can do anything that I put my mind to. And that's one thing I want y'all to accept tonight. And then y'all at home, I want you to accept this challenge. I want you to do a moral inventory on your life, and look back at your life. Hey, you don't got to live in the mistakes and past regrets. You can accept Hey, you've been there, you done did it, but you know what? You accept tomorrow that the sun will rise and you can do anything you want as long as you put your mind and your heart into it. And if y'all don't mind, praying with me. Who's Father? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Love you, amen.
Keep coming back.